Hello, hello, hello. What is good, everyone? Just making sure everything is correct. Yep, this is the correct microphone. And, a boom. Nope, a boom. Whoa. And the messages flood in. Appreciate everyone for stopping by. You want to hear something awesome, guys? I finally got this all to work. I finally got it all to work again. I decided that from this point onward, Streamlabs, we're done with Streamlabs. I got it to be so I can hear everything. I got to be so I can see everything. It is phenomenal. Everything is running perfectly. For example, I could hear the music. I could see everything. No delay. It seems great. So I am very excited. Yep, the stream is not delayed here as well. Looking at myself talking right now. Just wanted to make 100% sure. And to test this out, I just wanted to see if it'll also have me hear the notification sounds because it's the first stream of the month. So we're going to do our gifted members for the month. Hopefully we see who it is. Membership gifting. All right, let's see these lucky 5 and let's see if I could hear the audio. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay. I can hear everything. This is awesome. I'm so excited. Oh my god. I'm going to be so honest with you guys. I had a very bleh feeling whenever I would do streams sometimes because I knew there were these technical issues and I didn't know how to fix it. I felt like weirdly hopeless in a way where it's like I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong here, but there constantly is some kind of technical issue. But no, it's over. No more technical issues. This is outstanding. Like, I'm actually so insanely happy. So, thank you all so much for biding my time. Biding my time. And, you know, hearing me out while I... This is bizarre. Hold on. Oh, okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, but thank you all for dealing with me while I'm doing all that stuff. But now... I got some fun little updates before we get into the chapter, because obviously we're all here for the chapter. But I just wanted to tell you that good news. I'm very happy with that. But you'll see it right as I stand up. Last week, I went to the One Piece Red Sox game. It was a very, very fun time. And I'm going to give you all some little updates from my time at the One Piece Red Sox game. I had a ton of fun. So, I'll give you some little spiels. First and foremost, there will be a video coming out about the One Piece Red Sox game. I recorded a ton of it, so stay tuned for that. That'll be out probably, well, I'm not going to say probably. It will be out. It will be out. That's obviously the goal. I had a very, very fun time in Boston, and I absolutely loved the game. You know, I got some sunburn, as you can see. I'm not actually a ghost anymore. Wow, I went outside, but a lot of fun. My first baseball game in years and years. So very, very much fun there, and I got some fun little stuff I will show off real quick. Obviously, we got the jersey here, Red Sox. You'll see the back in a second. Hopefully it shows up. Boom. Straw Hat Crew. Does it show up? It does show up. Alright, nice. Yeah, it's a one-piece jersey. They sold it at the game, obviously. There's a lot of really cool stuff. I saw this. There's a Frankie with a Miss All Sunday in the audience. That was really cool. Alright, it does show up. Got it on the... See, I got it on the camera. Very cool. There's a Frankie and a Miss All Sunday. I saw these amazing Nami and Zoro cosplayers. Amazing Nami and Zoro. That were like the live action. Kind of. They looked great. Luffy was the pitcher, which was really funny. And there's a guy who held up a sign that said Free Wano, which was really funny. But yeah, a lot of great stuff. A lot of great stuff. I saw Kuma as well, obviously. The absolute legend right now. My favorite guy, though, I got a picture of him. I talked to him, obviously. He wore a Blackbeard Pirates logo on a shirt and a Yankees jersey. And I can only assume that the Yankees, being so popular, would be very negatively seen when it is at a Red Sox stadium. And I just thought he was having a great time. He's like, I got to be the op. So shouts to that guy. He was really cool. But I do have some fun little things I picked up as well. So when we were heading to the baseball game, there was a really funny little scene, because obviously baseball food is absurdly expensive, like absurdly. However, I did have to get the ice cream. The ice cream, because the ice cream is always the best part of baseball. That was great. The ice cream hit. Chocolate with sprinkles. Delicious. But we went to a 7-Eleven, and we were going to get a bunch of like drinks that were super cheap, just so we're not, getting all the, water that costs like $7. And we saw this. We saw a figure of Ben Beckman, and we were just in such disbelief. Well, the full story is this. We saw it, we laughed about it, and we said if it's there by the end of the game, we will get the figure. However, we completely forgot about it. But luckily, my friend, he was able to find it, come back, and he was still there. Ben Beckman at the 7-Eleven. And we got Ben Beckman now. Boston Ben Beckman. And he's going to go right there next to Eustace Kidd, the attacker and the victim. So you'll see Ben Beckman in the background of all the streams from now on, which I think will be very funny. I didn't even realize how funny it is that him and Kidd are some of the few figures I have together. So really, really, really funny. Yeah, the ice cream at those are usually very good to me. And obviously the glizzy, the baseball glizzy, phenomenal. But yeah, I got that. I got some other stuff that will be in the video, and videos coming up, so stay tuned for that. But that should probably I'll keep it on the hush from now. But now let's actually get into the chapter itself, some expectations, some speculation, all that. So my immediate thoughts is, obviously the chapter ended with Robin and Scopper about to absolutely go crazy. Now, as a Robin fan, as a Robin diehard fan, this is all I want right now. This is everything I want. Robin is going to kill it. She's going to go crazy. And that's really it. Especially after what Sommers did to Saul. And now she's seeing all the kids in danger. I feel like Robin's about to go, absolutely insane. Let loose. And it's kind of fitting. Let's say she uses Demonio, right? This is obviously speculation. Let's say she uses Demonio because 1, she turns giant, and 2, she turns to a monster, and they're fighting giant monsters. So that's just my immediate speculation. That'd be awesome. That'd be really, really cool. So that's kind of my main expectation. I feel like Oda is going to show us Robin and Scopper going crazy, because I could say, oh, the Loki flashback, but I just don't feel it this time. I just don't feel the Loki flashback. I feel Robin and Scopper. That's what I feel. So yeah, that's what my general expectations. Now, obviously it's a bit delayed in the stream, but if there are any audio issues or anything, please let me know, because this is I'm using a new program. This is the first time I've streamed it, and it is working, which is obviously completely amazing. So I just want to say, if there is any issues, please let me know. Any staticky audio, weird delay, anything, that would be immensely appreciated, because I'm still very new to this, and I want to know if there's any weird hiccups or anything like that. But so far, I mean, it's worked out perfectly. So I'm sounding crisp. Crisp is good, I assume. I hope it's good, But yeah, I think that's really my main expectation. I want Robin to go crazy in the good way. Go stupid, go crazy. I believe in you, Robin. Robin, you got to get your revenge for Saul. So, with that, I say we get into this. One Piece, chapter 1148. And I see, okay, so I guess now I have some other news. Obviously, it is May, so you know what that means, guys. Buggy Bash 3 is coming. Buggy Bash 3 is coming very soon, and with there being no chapter next week, as it says right here, it may be next week. I just got to find a specific date. We're locked in. So expect the Buggy Bash 3 either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And there you go. Buggy Bash 3 will be one of those 3 days. More likely than not, Saturday, Sunday. More likely than not, Saturday. But I'll have to, obviously throw the hat around, see all the people. But yeah, stay tuned for Buggy Bash 3. Obviously, with Buggy being, Buggy Bash 3 is going to be great because we already know Buggy is aligned with 2 absolute legends. So that'll be the 3. Buggy Bash 4, maybe he'll be maybe he'll be relevant. But no. Buggy Bash 4, I think it'll be really fun. I have an amazing idea for a thumbnail, but I'll keep it hush hush. So stay tuned. Buggy Bash 3 on its way. But now, let's get into this. One Piece, chapter 1148, Ronya, or Ranya? It's obviously meant to be like Sonia. Beautiful name, with the R, so Ronya. Okay. So, Ulti and Page 1 did, in fact, become retainers of Yamato. Really cool. That means Ulti's going to be on the good guy side at the end of Final War. Awesome. Oh, God. Ulti's so terrible. I love her. She's so awful. But now she's a good guy. So now I can just say that. Awesome. All right. Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage. Oh, I guess they're leaving Tama behind. Wow, that's kind of crazy. Okay, so Tama's not... That's not happening. Okay, all right. Onward to Hakumai, which I believed was the autumn location, Hakumai, to deliver an Amigasa hat from Otama to Kawamatsu. And this is obviously the same hat that Kawamatsu wore before. Oars made it. Ace made it, which is more important, obviously, because Ace and Tama have that connection. Very interesting, though. I'm curious to see how Kawamatsu will react to Page 1 and Ulti being under Yamato. Really, really interesting. Ulti is immediately very polite, bowing to Tama and Speed and Raizo. This is very interesting. Very intriguing progression for her character. So I'm into this. Already. But Ronya, whoever Ronya is, maybe Ronya is one of the kids and I just don't remember immediately. But there were like 10 of them introduced yesterday. I was going to say yesterday. 2 weeks ago. Last chapter. So we'll see. Anyway, chapter 1148. Robin goes crazy. Please. Let's go. Okay, Ronya was one of the kids. Ronya was the SpongeBob kid. That was Ronya. Okay. Never mind. So we did know who Ronya was. Ronya was the SpongeBob kid. Good. I say now we get in. My legs are moving on their own. Ronya? Ronya, where are you going? You're gonna fall. Okay, so Ronya is basically being dangled off this massive branch here, like a walk the plank scenario. Very classic pirate thing, which is honestly kind of insane that this is the first time we've ever seen anything like this, a walk the plank scenario. Very interesting. What's going on? It's weird, huh? But I'm fine, Ilva. Don't worry. I'll be just fine. I know it. It's no big deal. No big and she's starting to freak out a little. The plank also is one of Agunko's arrows. Really cool. Okay. So Ronya's freaking out. Come back, Ronya. It's the underworld down there. Oh, so Luffy and Zoro and Sanji could save them. Or Loki. Loki probably won't. But that could be interesting. That would be really interesting. Because obviously a lot of these kids, they probably view Loki as this, like, demon man. And they're going to see Loki as this massive inflated balloon guy. And be like, oh, Loki saved us. I hope that happens. I hope that happens. So Ronya's looking incredibly scared. The first one is all set up to plummet, Summers. To plummet. Wow. So it is literally they're walking to their deaths right now. Good. Patch it in so that all of Elbaf can hear the little twerp's voice. Now, if we don't hear your decision within 30 seconds, the first one of your kids gets pushed off. Beardhill Jarl, you need to give the orders to your school teacher. Tell her to light the school and library on fire. So they're telling Anj to light the school on fire. Insane. Insane. It's so cruel. Chief Jarl, that library holds the words of the people across thousands of years of history. What do you mean? Obviously lives come first. Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. So, this is interesting because Vegapunk should have all this information. Should. But it's still, we still have to throw it up in the air. It's not just the information itself. It's the physicalness of this information that matters a lot. Because the world government could easily say that Vegapunk's information is wrong. They could easily say that because there's no physical evidence of it existing. So this is a very interesting circumstance here. I like this a lot. What do you mean? Obviously lives come first. Alright. We're getting a huge argument here from the people of Elbaf. Obviously. Very, very fitting. The conditions ain't the real issue. This is a massive turning point for Elbaf. Will we bend the knee to them or not? You want to let our children die just to prove a point? Isn't there anyone else around there? You have to stop this preposterous game. And that could easily be Scopper and Robin. I wonder how... 30 seconds. So this whole chapter is going to take place in like 30 seconds? You stay here, Chopper. What? We shouldn't fight without knowing for certain what their powers can do. But what are you gonna... I can't hold back the emotions that are running through me. Yes. Yes. Yes, Robin. You're going to kill children? Are you literally insane? Even the worst, most vicious criminals across the world don't take children hostage. Yeah. Did I ask for the opinions of insects? Why, you... And that's Nami. I assume you could pick up on that being Nami from, her absurd, not absurd, but like her intense, feelings towards taking care of children. Because that's obviously a major part of her character. I'll go too, Frankie. Oh, so Ripley's going to help with Scopper and Frankie. Okay. Thanks, you'll be a big help. We'll join the fight as well. Split into 2 groups. One to fight the monsters, and one to save the children. Okay, so we got the giant warrior pirates. We got Ripley, Scopper, Frankie, and Robin. Frankie and Robin. Take up your weapons. Hurry to Branch Route 8. Get in your ships. Okay. So Sommers is continuing the speech. Also, if you do choose to burn the school and the library, you are forbidden from removing a single book from them. You see, what we want to burn down is your culture and your history. Wow. Wow. Okay. So it is kind of what I was saying, the physical nature of this, because they could be told like, oh, Elbaf was this thing that existed, but if there's physical evidence of it, that shows that it did exist. Meanwhile, if they're erasing it physically, that could be, you know, a thought that just vanishes eventually through history. Obviously, very fitting that Chopper is here. It gets to the concept of when does a man truly die, when it's forgotten. It also goes to the idea of Ohara as well, with characters like Aokiji, Robin literally being from Ohara, obviously, but the idea of these places lives on. But let's say in like 100 years, Ohara might not be a known thing if the people who physically were there don't exist. I think something really interesting would be if this connects to how the poneglyphs were made in some way. What they want to erase and burn down is their culture and their history. This could easily be done through the Void Century, and this could be kind of what was going on during the Void Century. But the only physical evidence of the Void Century being a thing is stuff like the poneglyphs, the mural, all that. Very interesting. Okay, so Robin, Cienfleur, Craspedia. Yeah. Okay, so Robin is cooking him. I love this. This is a beautiful little... I love this, because it's the thorns of a plant, and she has the flower fruit. That's beautiful. And of course, take place on a tree. Like, that's beautiful. Who screams? Someone screams, Robin. Oh, Robin's all right. That's probably... I assume that's Nami who screams that. Be careful. We still don't know what makes them tick. Yes, I'm aware of that. Chopper, of course, is like looking through Saul, like trying to see. Quattromano. I know you. You're Nico Ra. Oh my god. So there's no chance that this dude is dead. There's no chance. But Robin's like trying to snap this dude's neck right now. And he, you know, this is a pretty brutal looking attack. Quattromano clutch. We haven't seen these clutch attacks in so long. Yes, Robin. I heard cracking. They're immortal. You can't beat... Oh, so she literally probably would have killed him had he not been a god knight. Insane. Okay. They're immortal. You can't beat them. Can you hear me, Elbaf? You've got 20 seconds until the kid falls. Damn it. He's a zombie too. Huh? Oh, so Robin grabs onto him and chucks herself off the branch. Yo, she is crazy right now. This is awesome. But she has the wings. Maybe that's how she gets back up. Okay, that could be cool. This is insane, though. Robin is basically ready to die. Hey, what is this all about? Are you in love with me or something? And then, yeah, they fell off the branch. This is insane. What, you jumped off? You got a death wish? I'm down for love, but not a lover's leap. Robin, what are you doing? Is she going down with him? I'm well aware that you're immortal and have thorn-based powers. But as long as I remove those invisible thorns, we could save the children. Oh, yeah? So you've deduced that knocking me down below will put the kids outside of my range of my powers. You're a clever woman. And then he puts thorns around him. At least it looks like. It looks like she got stabbed, like, right through her shoulder right here. Yeah, she screams. Oh my god, through her... Oh my god! Sick. So it was a fake Robin, because she can create the multiples of herself. Awesome. This is amazing. Like, I love this. Ah, she disappeared. The conniving vixen set me up. Why'd he say it like vixen? This dude is so, like, old. Robin, that was so cool. You were amazing. Even the knife can't cut through this. So we can't undo these without deactivating that woman's powers. Gunko. 10 seconds left. Oh, he did like a bungee cord of the thorns. I'm loving this. This is incredibly compelling. His voice. Time to speak up, Jarl. Make sure he hears the kid's voice, Gunko. Say something. Chief Jarl, what I want to say is... Ronya, and the kids are like screaming for her. I love the school. It's where my friends are. Run, that's my daughter. It's where my friends are. I love the library too. We're coming to save you. The books tell you about places all around the world. The teachers at school taught me this lesson. You mustn't cause trouble for other people. You mustn't do things that make them upset. If we lose the school and the library, in order to stop me from falling off the branch, that would be really sad and make everyone upset. So I think I should fall instead. Oh my god. So I think I should fall instead. Don't worry, Chief Jarl. I'll be alright. Oh my god. Insane panel. I'm a lucky girl. I bet everything will turn out fine. And she's smiling, but like she can't. This is horrible. And look at Summers' face. He's such a smug, like, bastard, bro. I hate him. And so I don't even see where 3 is, but it's 2, 1. And Jarl can't take it. Anj set fire to the school. Chief Jarl, burn down the library. Yes, sir. So Saul's crying, Robin's crying. Yeah, I like that look on you, Nico Robin. No, don't you dare. Run, Robin, do something. She's just getting trapped by the thorns. This gotta be Scopper locking in. We see this guy running. Well, I assume it's Scopper. We see this speed lines running crazy fast. Oh. Okay, and... Oh, bro, it's gotta be. So Summers' arm gets chopped off, but it doesn't come back. Yeah, been a while, eh? Scopper goodbye. Oh, he's pissing himself. Oh, my God. Oh, Scopper. Scopper, man. Oh. That's... Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. So Scopper, he's clearly like whatever he's got, because he's using hockey. I could tell he's using probably some Conqueror's hockey thing, because his entire axe is black now, and I see the little lightning bolts around him, and there's like a lightning bolt actually through Sommers right here. Whatever he's got, that's the end game. That has got to be the end game, because let's get a bit theory crafty here, right? I'm gonna assume that this guy and all the other God's Knights, they're immortal, right? This may have something to do with the immortality operation, and I'm assuming here, I'm taking a bold assumption, Emu has got to have the immortality operation. Like, that's a theory that's obviously been around for a long time, but I feel like it's got to be. And if these guys are at least somewhat, related to the immortality operation, with them not dying, with them being able to come back, they're literally saying they're immortal in the translation here. Usopp says he's a zombie, and Saul said they're immortal, you can't beat them. Or that might have been Brooke, but I assume it was Saul, because Saul was with Robin. This is very interesting. Very, very interesting. It makes me immediately question. Okay, Scopper can not only hurt these guys, but stop them from regenerating. That's the final step. That's the end of hockey. There's no chance that there's going to be something stronger than stopping an immortal healing thing. Because this could easily be thrown to the Gorosei, because they could heal as well. And, you know, these guys, to me, are under the Gorosei. Some people disagree, but I think these guys are definitely under the Gorosei. Because they're just people with immortality, not crazy, huge monster things with immortality. So, incredibly interesting here, you know, for that alone. But this aside, which is a cool reveal, and we're probably going to see Scopper lock in next chapter, which is going to be awesome in 2 weeks. We're going to see that. But no, Robin put up an absolute masterclass this issue. You know, obviously these guys can't die, at least for now, because Scopper, I doubt, killed this guy. I doubt Scopper killed this guy. But this is great. I'm loving this. Robin put up a masterpiece showcase here. She definitely would have killed this guy. Like, that's definitely what was implied here. With they're immortal, you can't beat him. So, she put up a masterpiece little thing. She kind of manipulated the information out of him, figuring out the powers, with no risk to herself, with the clone of herself, with the thorn flower imagery as well. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff here. And this emotional scene with Ronya, you know, this little girl who, we're not even attached to this girl. You know, this isn't like Colin, who at least had some kind of idea that this character would be important. This is crazy. This is really crazy. So I love this, and I'm very satisfied with this chapter. I wanted Robin to have a big moment, and I would say she did. She didn't literally have demonia or whatever, but that could be something we build up to more, because, you know, Robin's been having a lot of great stuff in this arc, which I've been loving. You know, all this reuniting with Saul, and now this is stellar stuff for her, and I'm very happy. And I love how Sommers, you know, this is a character I already I quite liked. I thought that this guy was a pretty solid villain. Is a perfect foil to Robin, like really, really great. So I'm looking forward to him more. And the way that, like, his cocky demeanor destroyed itself, like the second he sees Scopper, he's terrified. He looks completely terrified. So I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued to see what happens next in the next chapter. I assume Scopper's going to go crazy, and many other people are going to come in, saving Robin and the other Straw Hats. I do think that the, you know, throwing the kids off the thing, the branch, could easily still happen with what I was saying about saving Loki, saving them. Maybe not intentionally, but now they view Loki as a good guy. Will that cause some kind of internal thought process for him? Like, oh, I'm supposed to be the sun god. Sun god doesn't save people, you know, all this stuff. It could be intriguing to me. But overall, no, this was a fantastic chapter. I really, really enjoyed it. What would you guys give it? Like, out of 10? I think I would definitely give this an 8. I would definitely give this an 8. I was very satisfied. Very great imagery. Emotion, imagery, and action. You got all three of those. Very solid. It just didn't have as much oomph. Maybe a 9. Maybe like an 8.5. But if like that kind of stuff is going to be used to further characters that we're more attached to, I could easily see the arc leveling up more and more and more. But this was fantastic to me. I was very impressed. Very impressed. Oh my god. It's starting to be summertime soon. Starting to be summertime. I can tell. It's getting boiling in this room. Getting boiling in this room. But let me think. Let me think. I feel as though what's going to come next. Scopper fights Sommers. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't fight Sommers. Sommers seems like he'd probably run away from Scopper, to be honest with you. I'm looking through the replay of the stream, and you can just see the sun slowly getting darker on the outside. That's really funny. But maybe he doesn't fight Scopper, and that would be intriguing. But Scopper is clearly on another level than this guy. Clearly. Like, Scopper, you know, this is going to be heretical or whatever. I think Scopper could take one of the Gorse. Like, with this stopping the immortality stuff, I think he could. I know. We're getting to a bit power scaly. I'm not trying to be a power scale guy. But this is crazy. This is some crazy stuff here. Very, very interesting. Yeah, I'm thinking kids fall off the branch. Loki saves them. That's what I'm thinking. I want to open Ben Beckman. Alright, guys, we're going to open Ben Beckman now. Oh, there's a little thing here. Hold up. Alright, Benny Beck. Benny Beck. You think Scopper can't? So, alright, Sway, I'll play devil's advocate. Why can't Scopper take a Gorse member? Like, not all of them. Just one. Like, if it was a one-on-one, do you think he couldn't? Because Scopper is obviously, like, you know, he's the Sanji parallel, honestly, you know, for the Roger Pirates. And the Roger Pirates, I will give you this, they are old. They are old. And that was obviously something that was shown in Blackbeard versus Rayleigh. You know, Rayleigh said, I'm getting old. And Scopper, you know, he looks like he could still take a bunch of fights, to be honest with you. But I can see that side of the argument. Oh, this whole thing is like bubble wrapped. Here, we're gonna slowly open Ben Beckman here. Got a big old cardboard thing. I think he could do damage to the Holy Knights. That's it. Well, the thing is, doing damage to the Holy Knights. So, are you saying you think the Gorse's healing is like better than the? Yo, Sabao, thank you for subscribing to the channel. As you can see, Moda is welcoming you. You know, the best One Piece Rev, Moda. Oh no, sorry if this is loud, by the way. I believe Roger was the only one to do damage to the Gorse. Okay. Okay, I can see that, right? Now, I will say this. If you say that Roger's the only one, he could beat them, but plot says no, now that I could see. That's some reasonable, like, agenda-y thoughts. Because for me, it's like this. Oh, Benny Beck. Benny Beck. It's like this, right? I feel like... Oh, God, I hate when I'm a power scaler, because sometimes I'm just like, why not? You know, it's really that simple. At least for me. Okay, Ben Beckman's looking clean. He does have that scar on this side of his face, right? I think he does. He does, yeah. Yeah. He does, yeah. Yeah, the big X scar on the side of his face. Big Pink. The shots to Mel. Big Pink. Ronya is goated. I am very impressed by this random character that made me feel something. You know, One Piece always has that magic. I will be... Tell Big Pink I said hello. If I could do a redirect, I will. Oh, I see. So you got to put the gun in the hand right there. I feel like he is only scared because it's been a minute since a person who can actually challenge him. No, I get what you're saying. Oh, there's the gun. Well, see, I don't think it's like challenge. I think like, I don't know. I feel like the Roger Pirates are being kind of slept on right now. Like this is crazy. This is great. This is Scopper Gabon we're talking about right now. This is insane. Are we all right. Now I'm not going to be like, all right. This is the number 3 of the, all right. Joy Boy is obviously stronger than Roger. Let's just say that, right? But he's from so long ago, right? This is the number 3 of the Pirate King. This is not like Jozu. This is not like some rando. This is Scopper Gabon. And I'm not even like a glazer, right? But it's like, this is Roger's crew. This is the guy. And we're saying that his top 3 guys can't hang with the God Knights? The God Knights. Like, for me, it's like, of course they can. They were at God Valley. Why would they not be able to hang? Okay, so I'm putting Ben's gun in here. I just don't know how exactly. Oh, I see. Little nudge here. There we go. Benny Beck's gun. It's solidified the gun. Being able to do lasting damage to people with this stability was probably that next step for Luffy that Gabon was talking about. Sabao, I completely agree. I feel like this is the end game. Scopper can skip. Okay. Oh, this is crazy. All right. At least for the Gorosei, I won't agree, but I'll understand it, right? Because the Gorosei are the top guys under Emu. Because Emu, there's no chance that Scopper is going to touch Emu. Maybe not touch. That's a bit extreme. But, like, do damage to Emu. Because that's, like, something for the Rogers, the Joy Boys, the Luffy. You know, that's what the end game will be. If I see, like, let's be realistic. If I see Sanji touch Emu a single time, I would be in disbelief. Completely stunned, you know? But if I saw Sanji with the Gorosei, which we did see, I wouldn't be surprised, you know? Oh, I did it the wrong way. Right, Ben Beckman is locked in. Got his little stand. Wow. Alright, Ben Beckman will now become a fixture of the stream next time. Sorry if this is loud crinkling of plastic. That was like some ASMR. Let's move this way. Boom. Oh, duh. White screen. Boom. Do we feel like the Holy Knights just reset to the circles? Do you mean like they heal in those like circles? I don't think so. I think the implication here is that, oh, I'm damaged. I'm not getting healed. You know? I'm not getting healed after this damage. What's going on? I feel like it would be very, I don't want to say counterproductive, right? I feel like it would take away the impact of what just happened if they could heal. Like in those circles. I feel like that would take away the impact of what just happened. Because that would make it seem like, oh, so no one can fight these guys at all? Unless they have to just do it like that, like immediately? I get that's a possibility. That's definitely a possibility. But for me, it would feel incredibly counterproductive in a way. But that's just me, though. I feel like Holy Knights are top tier. No, we're talking about like end game characters, right? Now let's just think about it like on like a pyramid list, right? In the final war, Emu, Blackbeard, Luffy, Shanks, like these are the guys, right? That we're gonna be thinking about. The guys. And then, right below them, I'll put like the Gorosei, right? Because the Gorosei in the final war, the Gorosei might not even touch Luffy. Luffy is already gone like 5v1 with the Gorosei. And he didn't do any damage to them because he didn't know about the healing. He doesn't know how to stop this. And like what Sabao was saying, that's the final step. That's the end game for Haki to me. Like there's no way there could be something more than stopping the immortality operation. Because, all right, this is going to get kind of meta, right? Immortality is the greatest dream of humankind, you know, to live on, to have that legacy. But Emu and all of his people have used immortality not as a way of like, oh, people remember me fondly, or if I've made this impact to the world. It's like, no, I exist because I exist. Because, like I mentioned earlier, with Hirlook's message, when does a man truly die? When he's forgotten. Well, Emu has been forgotten, but he's still alive. It's the antithesis to that beautiful message that One Piece has in the story, you know? So I feel as though this final thing of Haki, and Haki is the you know, perfect nullifying thing for devil fruits, or, you know, devil abilities. We don't know what the Gorosei or the God Knights are. I'm just speculating about this immortality operation thing. Haki is the thing that shuts down devil fruits like the Logias and many other abilities, like we saw with Doc Q and his Paramecia abilities, you know, reverting back to your true self. So I feel as though having Haki be the thing that cancels out the immortality, maybe not the immortality operation, but these like regenerative healing effects is really interesting. Really interesting. Will of Dreams, you just cooked there. Emu is immortal and forgotten, but Roger died and is remembered by all. Roger is more alive than Emu has been for hundreds of years, and Emu's literally alive. It's incredibly intriguing, this duality here. But back to what I was saying. The top tiers are like characters like Emu, Luffy, Blackbeard, Shanks. You know, these are like the guys we're thinking about because they've been around for such a long time and they're the leaders, right? And then we have the underling tops. You know, we got like Zoro, Sanji, the Gorosei, some of Blackbeard's people probably, like Shiryu probably, Mihawk. You know, we could put Mihawk at the top, but I'm not going to get into that stuff. Zoro is obviously going to fight Mihawk, if not before the final war, during the final war. But why would he fight during the final war? You get what I'm saying. Characters like this, super strong characters. And then I would put the God Knights under. I would probably put Shamrock with the Gorosei, right? Like that level of like, oh my god, this is crazy. But the rest of the God Knights are definitely below the Gorosei, at least to me, because the Gorosei have been built up for 1,000 chapters. That's absurd. That is absurd amount of time. That is probably 20 years of real life syndicated time that these characters have been seen as the guys, if not more than 20 years. I feel like Oda isn't going to just introduce these God Knights and have them be above the Gorosei. To me, that feels incredibly counterproductive, as it gives us like, the Gorosei were like, how can we even defeat this? The fact that Joy Boy himself, the prophecy guy, had to, not literally, but he had to save them, you know? It was like we had the roller coaster, we were at the hill, and we went a bit down, you know? We had a bit down, we got the trudge all the way back up, to Emu, who is obviously at the top of the world. I would go far to say Shamrock is probably slightly under his old man. No, I agree. Shamrock and Garling, they're like around there, you know? They're like right at the top. They're not Shanks. To me, they're not Shanks, but they are there. They're significant characters we will have to think about during the Final War. I don't think in the Final War, people are going to be as hype to see Zoro versus God Knight versus Zoro versus Gorosei. Because Zoro's got a lot of fights he's going to have to do. He's either going to have to fight Mihawk, which is, again, I don't see how they're going to do that during the Final War. Probably before. Shiryu, and then the horse Gorosei guy. That's at least 3 huge fights for Zoro. At least. Because we assume he's fighting the horse guy. Right? And if he might even fight an admiral. That's 4 possible characters Zoro's to fight before the end of the story. Do we want to add a 5th with the God Knights? That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Warcury fight? Oh, so Warcury's the pig? Because Nosjuro's the horse guy. I think Zoro's definitely fighting Nosjuro. That's me. Is Warcury the pig? I think he's the pig. No, Top Man's the pig. Who is Warcury? No, Jupiter's the worm. Is Warcury the bird? No, is Mars the bird? I don't know who Warcury. It's Top Man Warcury. So, yes. No, Warcury is... Oh, God. I thought Nosjuro was the horse guy. Because the horse guy is... He has to fight Zoro. He has to fight Zoro. It's inevitable to me. It's inevitable. Yeah, I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited. There's so much potential. That's always part of the fun of One Piece. Like, we're literally at the end of the story. Like, we're in Elbaf. We haven't talked about it really this, for the past bit, but we're literally in Elbaf. And this is what we're waiting for. At least for me, as a Usopp fan. This is what's up. This is what we're talking about. Stuff like this. And after this, I don't know what's going to happen. Because it's going to be the Final War. And then Laugh Tale. Is Zoro going to fight Mihawk on Laugh Tale? Maybe. That would mean Buggy's going to get... I mean, personally, I would love that. I just recently watched Stampede again. And I feel as though Stampede is a great foreshadowing of what I think is going to happen on Laugh Tale. Except, probably just the Yonko will be on Laugh Tale. That's me, obviously. The Marines might be there. I don't know, though. They might be there. But the world government and all them, they are not going to Laugh Tale. There's no way. There's no way. Because realistically, it'll just be Luffy and Blackbeard. But if they do have Shanks and Buggy, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Big fan of that. Zoro needs to fight Mihawk on Winter Island. That'd be great. Winter Island. That'd be wild. The 1% is blend in my mind. We do need the horse fight. Yeah, the horse guy's the coolest Gorosei. He needs the fight. And the fact that Oda's so good, because he always has this little mystery. Like, what's Garling's form gonna be? I don't know. I don't know. It always makes us want more. Which is great. It's great. But yeah, basically what I was saying is I think the God Knights are not going to be like the top of the top. The top of the top for the God Knights was Garling, and now is Shamrock. The rest of them axed. Like it's kind of like what they do with Cypherpole. You know? It's the same thing. It's like, oh my god, CP9? CP0? Like, it's the same thing, you know? That's just how I feel, man. Like, okay, CP9. We had Lucci. Lucci's the guy. CP0, oh, Lucci's there now? Whoa. And then Kaku joined. And then slowly, all these CP9 characters who became irrelevant, essentially, then became CP0 so Oda could make them relevant again. That's what he tends to do with characters who are resonating in the story. He creates these new factions that seems, people who don't know good world building would just say it's power creep or something, but because he sets up these structures, he could easily just say, there's a level above this. He could do that. And usually it's not far-fetched at all, which is just a good sign to me of how he's able to make this world, that drip feed kind of stuff, feel very natural. Just like what he did with the Marines. We didn't know that the admirals existed from the very beginning, but you could believe that they were the top guys of the Marines as they were slowly built up. And then the position itself became important. So characters like Fujitora or Aramaki became really important the second they were introduced. It's like, oh my god, they're an admiral, So the Gorosei were like, oh my god, the Gorosei. When Garling moved up to the Gorosei, that was huge. That was a huge moment. Because it's like, oh my god, this guy was already cool. Now you're telling me he's one of those guys? And they're even surprised. They're even surprised he's there. Stuff like that feels so effortless. But it's a great sign of, the world is alive. The world is moving constantly. So, I feel like what's going to happen, the God Knights will be Revolutionary Army fights, with characters like Sommers and Gunko and Killingham. They will be fighting with characters like Sabo and, not Sabo, but like Bello Betty and Lindbergh, all these guys. The tops of the Revs will be fighting the tops of the God's Knights. Just like how Dragon was the one to introduce them. It feels very fitting. But for the Gorosei, that's a big... There's a lot, Who's going to fight one? Sabo? He easily could. Zoro or Sanji? They easily could. Very important characters in the story are going to fight very important characters in the story. But where exactly it lies, I don't know. Especially with Blackbeard. Straw Hat's still got to fight Blackbeard. There's a perfect amount. So that'll be something too. But let's see. We also know that all the strong God Knights were called back to the Holy Land because they're oppressed over there. So 3 guys on Elbaf, while are powerful, aren't even their best. I don't necessarily agree, but I think we do agree that Shamrock is definitely stronger than them, just off of like, okay, this dude is Shanks' brother. He's got to be strong. But that is interesting to think about. That is interesting. But it has been an hour. My room is now boiling hot right now. So I'm going to put that fan on the second I end the stream. But I'm going to see if I can redirect. Can I redirect? I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. Well, unfortunately, I cannot redirect. I'm trying to think. Who... Is Mel still alive? I assume Mel is alive. Let's see if Mel is live. Alright, Mel is live. I'm going to send you guys to Mel. I cannot personally send them to Mel. But, there you go. Head to Mel. Where do you think Summers, Gunko, and the other guy rank? Worst, mid, or best? Do you mean writing-wise? Power-wise? I'm intrigued. Because for me, Killingham definitely on the bottom. Writing-wise so far. He's funny, but that's really it. He's a funny, goofy guy, you know? We don't really have too much of him. Gunko and Sommers significantly have more characterization to them. I also think their powers are more intriguing. Killingham's powers are broken. Yeah, his powers are broken, but I can't fully see the versatility of his abilities, at least right now. But I would put him... See, it's difficult because Gunkos are so versatile, but not nearly as strong, like, you know, physically, you know? I think Somers is cracked. I think Somers is genuinely insanely strong and well written. I would definitely put him in the best. Like, I've given him, funnily enough, his flowers before. I think he's a very well written villain, and you hate him. I think he's a good villain. I genuinely, you know, I like him because I think he's well written, but he's despicable. He's a despicable character. So I would put him as my favorite. I'm not certain I'd put him as the best. I think his powers are very versatile, and he himself is very well written. But for the brokenness of the abilities, it's weird. I'd put killing him as the top, as most broken, but bottom, least interesting, writing-wise. Gunko is, like, in the middle, where it's, like, very creative power and interesting writing. I'm curious to see what happens with her. And Somers, it's like his power, I feel like, is so creative, but it's just not as versatile as these other two. But his writing is phenomenal. Like, I truly enjoy him as a villain. So that's probably what I'd do. Probably. But yeah, as I said, great chapter. Thank you all so much for watching. If you are watching this as a VOD, please, you know, what did you think? And for those who are watching, please consider liking. That helps a lot in the algorithm. And I will see you all next week with Buggy Bash 3. Huge One Piece stream with a bunch of great creators. Stay tuned. And with that, have a good one.